My name's Jacob, but everyone calls me Jay. I met my wife, Trisha, a little over 5 years ago, right after I got out of the Marines. We just celebrated our 4th wedding anniversary last month. During my time in the Marines, I dove deep into weight training and self-defense. My last year was spent as a drill instructor, pushing recruits to reach their full potential. It was fulfilling work, but I knew I wasn't going to make a lifelong career out of it. I had bigger plans. Once I returned to civilian life, I used my savings to start a gym and personal training business. It took off faster than I expected. My discipline, my dedication, and yes, my physique helped a lot. I'm 6 feet 4 inches and 255 pounds of solid muscle, so I was basically a living advertisement for what I taught. Helping people transform their bodies and boost their confidence became my mission. That's when Trisha came into my life. She was the younger sister of one of my clients. We clicked instantly, me, the tall, muscular ex-Marine, her, petite and sweet, barely 5 feet 4 inches, and 110 pounds soaking wet. I was 26. She was 22. She wasn't into fitness, but we connected on every other level. Over time, friendship became love. Love became marriage. Trisha was everything I ever wanted, loyal, radiant, and confident. She lit up every room she entered. And in the bedroom, let's just say she was uninhibited in all the right ways. I loved her with all my heart and believed she felt the same. Being in the fitness world comes with constant temptation. Women flirt, test boundaries. Some even try to cross the line. I've had to turn down more offers than I can count. Some rejections even turned into threats. False accusations that could ruin a man's life and business. That's why I installed security cameras throughout the gym, not just for safety, but to protect myself legally. I even gave Trisha access so she could check in anytime. I wanted her to know I had nothing to hide. Financially, we were solid. My business was thriving, and Trisha worked as a real estate agent for extra income. I thought our foundation was strong. Then came last Sunday. We were in the living room after dinner, sipping wine. Trisha was playful, laughing, climbing onto my lap, kissing my face. I loved it. She made me feel special. But then she did something I never saw coming. She ran her fingers through my hair, gave me that heart-melting smile, and said softly, "Sweetheart, Brian from the office is taking me out to dinner next Friday. You're okay with that, right?" I laughed at first, thinking it was a joke. When I didn't respond, she repeated, "You don't mind, right?" My heart sank. "Trisha, what are you asking me?" She tilted her head, still smiling. Brian asked me out, and I kind of said yes, just dinner. Maybe a movie. I was stunned. "So, you're asking for my permission to go on a date with another man?" She shook her head, trying to downplay it. "It's not a date, just dinner with someone I enjoy. He's funny, he makes me feel good." "Trisha," I said, keeping calm, "you do realize that sounds exactly like a date." She insisted it wasn't romantic. She didn't feel anything for him. She loved me, but she'd already accepted. I sat quietly, then reached for my phone. With Trisha still on my lap, I dialed Angel, one of my clients who had been flirting with me for months. "Hey, Angel, it's Jay. Just checking. Your Friday night offer still stands." "It does." "Perfect. My wife just let me know she wanted an open marriage, so you came to mind. Let's make it happen." Trisha froze. "Who's Angel?" she snapped. "One of my clients." I said, "She makes me laugh. So we're going out Friday, just like you and Brian." She flew off my lap, furious. "You're cheating on me." I looked her dead in the eyes. "Why is it okay when you do it? Why the double standard?" She cried and yelled, calling me unfair. I calmly said, "This is your choice. You said yes to him without asking me. You hurt me. You broke our marriage rules. So now we're both going out Friday. What happens next? We'll deal with it afterward." I told her I'd be sleeping in the guest room, and there would be no intimacy until we figured things out. Counseling would follow. But I made one thing clear. This was her doing. That night, she cried herself to sleep. The next day, her sister Helen called. "Jay, are you really going out with another woman this week?" "Yes, Helen. Your sister made her choice. I'm just responding. Helen admitted she didn't know the full story. Once I explained, she understood and said she'd talked to Trisha. Later that day, Trisha apologized, said she was canceling her date, that she didn't want anyone else, but it was too late. I told her I was still going out with Angel. I needed to level the playing field. Friday arrived. Trisha dressed nicely, but not too provocatively, clearly nervous about meeting Angel. When Angel showed up, her jaw dropped. Angel was tall, 5 feet 10 inches, fit, confident, and gorgeous, the opposite of Trisha in every way. That's when it hit her. The pain she caused was now tangible. What would you do if your spouse casually asked to go out with someone else? Forgive, fight, or walk away? Share your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this story, like and subscribe to Breakup Cheater. Real stories, real people, real consequences. Stay tuned for the next one. On a related note, I recently discovered something else that's been weighing on me. Going through old messages, I found out my boyfriend had been texting his ex during the first month of our relationship. Something he never told me. When I confronted him, he brushed it off, saying he couldn't remember why he sent the messages. One line stung the most. He called his ex hot. When I asked about it, he said he was being sarcastic, that she wasn't dumb enough to take it seriously, unlike me. It hurt, not just for what he said, but how he dismissed my feelings, called me dumb indirectly. At the time, I didn't know how to process it. I had no one to talk to. I felt confused, hurt, and lost. I'm posting here because I still don't know what to do. We're still together. He lets me check his accounts if I ask and tries to reassure me. But something feels off. He has a ton of girls following him on social media, which makes me uncomfortable. When I asked him to unfriend them, he deleted his account and made a new one. He said it was to stop me from overthinking. Maybe he thought it would help, but it just made things feel more suspicious, like he was hiding something instead of being transparent. I'm trying to trust him, but my gut tells me something isn't right. I can't tell if I'm paranoid or ignoring red flags. I just want clarity because this uneasy feeling is eating at me. I don't want to accuse him without proof, but I also don't want to keep pretending I'm okay when I'm not. Any advice or perspective would really help.